Cadence Records. Cadence Records. spicing up seafood and grill when I say they got some of the best fish in Dallas. Y'all gotta come over there and check them out, man. Listen, when I say I ate some of this fish and I had to come back, I come back and hey, they hooked it up. Tell them what we got over here.
Woo, man, we got something rock and rolling for you. Come on, Ollie. Come get this fish. Great fish. We got some good, great salmon. We got some great stuff for you, so come on down.
What we got? What we got? Tell them.
We got the daiquiri,
Okay.
the Kool-Aid, we got the cake natties, the desserts, chicken salads.
Hey, everything here is made fresh to order. What did I say up there? Made fresh to order. Let's go.
Yo, what up?
Rock, what's going on with it?
When I can't call it, what's good?
Man, I see you going crazy on TikTok, man.
Hey, they loving that shit, man. They loving it, for real.
Man, we need you to meet us in Chicago.
In the shop?
In the shop.
Hey, say less, man. I'm on the way. All right.
Yeah, baby girl. You know how it's going down. 2003. Do or die. JP. Twist.
Well, when I heard a knock at the door, must've been a girl that I met on the low. She real thin, nice, 6'5". Had a few in, so we head for the show. Afterward, we hit the mo. Let's stay clear in the expo. I was in the shop, had to make to the flow. Yeah, natural, never walk on the stove. Give me a minute and get down with a pro. D-I-M-B-B-O. Got a few friends like the party for show. We can hit a tune like my home in Depot. All in the mall by Everest. Even Sport Mac on SCX. Platinum link, all in effect. I can pick it, but I'm a bad for a check. When the truck goes, so I can hop in the Lex. Baby got back, but I'm trying to relax. B-L-A-Y-E-R. Giving her eyes if we head to the bar. Never get the money cause you know she a star. Do you wanna ride in my car? Do you? Do you? Do you?
23's like Jordan on the Escalade. Got a pound of your girl if you wanna play. You can let your head out while the AC blow. Let it down. Before you get in, I just need to know. Do you?
Do you? Do you? Do you?
Keep it on the low. Do you?
In the mood like yes, y'all. Roll a B, let it test y'all. Like to be if it's special. Can I address and relax y'all? Well, stretch out like a Lex ball. If it's that route, to the chest with the rim like a slug with your vest off. Let me touch it if it's that soft. And relieving them in the pause. I can't believe how they spin them all. Switching numbers in them in the mall. Been a grin about to spin them all. Just ballin', shot, calling. Holla at my dog while they sippin' alcohol. And really wanna kick it, but they all just stallin'. 6 down pieces, checking them and pausing. They looking like, ooh, he flossin'. Baby girl, I don't do this often. In the 5 double O for sure. But still riding Cadillac, slam the doors. Suppose I kick back, kick the flow. Just to impress and flex the hoe. Check the dogs.
I just need to know. Can I?
Man, we good, you know. We still ballin' cause you see why I'm not alive. I just need to know, do you? Do you?
Now I was geeking when I met you in the club. I been feeling on your booty and the brother was a 50 ball. For you I even posted 50 in the tub. And my body was thundering, wondering if I'ma get the draw. Let me know not if I'm in the right lane. Tell me when I say the right things. I got tight flame. Rolling through stunning, why are you running? Cause I coming with a pin tight gang. Iced out charm, chromed out truck. Coming through ballin' like I don't really give a fuck. Blowing the fatty and purple with the windows up. While I'm sipping on Hennessy, your head not getting stuck. And I need a gun to cover me while haters be attacking me. Backing me to a corner while a brother trying to get nerves. And I need a queen backing me while I run on my faculty telling me I believe you when I spit words. Hit earth. Hold it in, then blow it out. Do you like the way I flow it out? Don't never act funny or petty with the money when I throw it out. Do you like how I talk? Do you like the way I ride? Do you like the way I pimp spree? You can let me down easy. Can still be the player, choose a / POPIMP. Now baby, do you?
Keep it on the low. Do you? It's all on you. 23's like Jordan on the Escalade. Got a pound of your girl if you wanna play. You can let your hair down while the AC blow. Before you get in, I just need to know.
I heard someone over there wanna ride with me.
Microphone check, testing 1, 2. Microphone check, testing 1, 2, 3. And we back. We back, man. Microphone check, trying to test out my sound here, man. Sound kind of janky. Yeah, man, your boy back, man, in after hours. Kind of late. You know what I'm saying? Know how it go, man. Some of us still gotta work and pay the bills. So kind of working late, man. Job never stops. But we talking about bowling tonight, man. Wish I could be bowling tonight. It's probably a bowling alley somewhere open tonight. Somewhere late nighting. Somewhere out here in a late night hype. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, shout out to the night owls tonight, man. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, baby. You're with the G1, with the Spizzords. Of Kizzords, of course. Yeah, man. We up late. You know what I'm saying? School about to start, so some of these cats got to get in the repetition of going to bed a little early. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, last week, man, you know, I had to do some stuff. You know, handle some school stuff with my son, man. I had to catch a ride out there to West Texas, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're going to talk about a little bowling tonight, man. Hopefully y'all can hear me pretty good, man, because I do not like the way my mic sounds, man, right now. I don't know why it sounds. And y'all hear me? And y'all hear me? We gonna get into it, man. Matter of fact, when it comes to bowling, man, you know, people not knowing it's a sport. You can get paid to do this. You can get paid to bowl. Okay, there we go. Sounds better. Might sound a little better right there. To me, it does. So, I don't know if it sounds better to y'all, but to me, it sounds better. A little better. But yeah, man, little bowling tonight. You know, bowling is a sport. You can get paid to do this. Yes, you can get paid to do this. Know what I'm saying? So, you know, I always like to give y'all a little history lesson on it. So, let's do this, man.
A question, because Guy H asks us, who invented bowling? By the late 19th century, archaeologist William Matthews Flinders Petrie, or simply Flinders Petrie, had already established himself as, perhaps, the world's leading Egyptologist. 18 years earlier, at the young age of 24, Petrie had published his work, Inductive Meteorology, or The Recovery of Ancient Measures from the Monuments, in which he detailed measurements of Stonehenge. Using those, he made hypotheses about how, when, and why the strange structures were built by aliens. Not really. It was one of the first times any archaeologist had attempted comprehensive measuring with estimated knowledge of historical sun and lunar cycles to establish theories on ancient structures. In 1880, he made his way to Egypt, where he measured and triangulated the Great Pyramids, tombs, and other ancient Egyptian buildings. Those calculations remain the standard that historians use today. Always a man for detail, he also began collecting ancient ancient pottery shards found on the floors of the tombs that had previously been disregarded. He catalogued the exact location of these pottery bits, recording every little detail, and began to piece together a history of the ancient Egyptians using said artifacts. In fact, the locals were so impressed with Petrie's pottery knowledge that they gave him the Arabic name Abu Bagosher, translating to Father of Pots. What an honor. He was soon hired by the Egyptian Exploration Fund, the EEF, but that marriage only lasted 2 years due to Petri's controlling personality and criticism of the work that came before him. Said Petri, "Nothing seems to be done with any uniform or regular plan. Work is begun and left unfinished. No regard is paid to future requirements of exploration, and no civilized or labor-saving devices are used. It is sickening to see the rate at which everything is being destroyed and the little regard paid to preservation." No wonder they ended the collaboration. So, what does any of this have to do with bowling? Yeah, you're here to watch a video about bowling, not ancient Egypt, but here we go. Welcome to Today I Found Out. For the next 10 years, Petri excavated throughout Egypt and then called Palestine with his own and private funding. During the 1895 field season, not the 1930s as you'll often read, Petri began working on a cemetery site in Nakwada, a town on the west bank of the Nile. He excavated nearly 3,000 graves, all of them filled to the brim with items for the deceased to take with them to the afterlife. Many of them were children's graves in which there were assorted games and toys. As Petri was known to do, he kept extremely detailed notes of what he found, including, as described in his notebook, in a large grave of a child was found a group of stone balls, etc., shown in 7. Their original arrangement is quite unknown, as they were found loose in the earth. The 9 vase-shaped stones we thought belonged to a necklace at first. They are cut in alabaster and veined breccia. None of them are pierced for suspension, and they can only stand on their circular flat ends. This leads us to suppose that the 9 vase-shaped pieces were to stand on the ends and to played at with the balls, which are just suited in size and weight for such a purpose. Anyway, figure 7 that he was referring to shows 9 pins, similar to bowling pins, and 4 marble-sized balls. Yes, it does look a lot like modern-day bowling. So, well, case closed. The ancient Egyptians invented bowling, right? Well, yeah, maybe, but also, well, maybe not. As pointed out by the International Bowling Museum, the notes and figures were actually Petri's interpretation of what he thought he had found. For one, all of these items were found, as admitted by Petri, separate from one another. They may have been in the same grave, but it doesn't mean they were connected in any way besides belonging to the same deceased person. In the end, owing to the lack of much in the way of evidence of the sport elsewhere in ancient Egypt beyond the items in this grave and a few other instances of heavy porcelain balls presumed to have been used for rolling rather than throwing due to their weight, it could have been that Petri, along with many others across England and the United States at the time, just had bowling on the brain. After all, that same year, on September the 9th, 1895 in New York City, the first national bowling organization, the American Bowling Congress, was established due to the game's rising popularity. So, when did a better documented bowling-like game first pop up in history? Well, many point to Roman soldiers who tossed stone balls at other stone balls. But that game seems much closer to bocce ball or lawn bowling than actual modern-day bowling, though at least it was a ball-rolling game where the object was to hit certain objects. The International Bowling Museum and the PBA both cite evidence that the game existed in 300 AD Germany when it was used as part of a religious ceremony. According to the PBA, those who could knock down the pins were said to be of good character. Those who missed had to do penance. As for something more for recreation, if bowling's popularity as a game didn't date back to ancient Egypt, it certainly goes back at least 700 years. In 1366, King Edward III outlawed the game because his troops were too busy playing it instead of engaging in archery practice. Fast forwarding to more modern times, by 1819, Washington Irving's Rip Van Winkle drinks the moonshine of men who are playing 9-pin. In 1841, a Connecticut law prohibited maintaining 9-pin lanes due to its connection to gambling. And as mentioned, by 1895, a national organization was formed to standardize rules and create national competitions. And the rest, as they say, is history. Turkey? Well, we hope so, because that's what we're out to talk about, and we kinda need you to keep watching so the algorithm doesn't banish this video to the realm of forgotten YouTube videos. But to go back to the question at hand, this is thought to have its origins in bowling tournament prizes. Late 18th and early 19th century prizes given out during these bowling tournaments were often food items, such as a basket filled with various grocery items, a large ham, or the like. Particularly around Thanksgiving in the United States, turkeys became common prizes. At some point, no one knows the exact first instance, one tournament decided to give away a turkey to people who managed to bowl 3 strikes in a row. This practice spread and eventually quickly embedded itself in common bowling vernacular long after giving away actual turkeys had stopped. Now, at this point, you might be wondering how those individuals running tournaments managed to make any money at all when they were giving away a turkey anytime someone bowled 3 strikes in a row, let alone prizes for other accomplishments. I mean, after all, even complete amateurs can achieve this feat on occasion, and those who are skilled can do it with regularity. But in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, bowling 3 strikes in a row was extremely hard to do, owing to the fact that they didn't have nearly the refined, pristine lanes we're used to today. Further, the pins were set up by hand, sometimes in a not quite uniform fashion. Bowling balls also tended to not be well balanced, and people running the tournaments would use tricks to make the pins harder to knock down, such as adding weights in the bottom of the pins. So at this point, bowling 3 strikes in a row was exceptionally hard to do, even for those who were highly skilled. Of course, today things are a little different, and with it being somewhat more common to hit 3 strikes or more in a row, new names have been developed to account for the strike bloat, though usage of these terms isn't nearly as widespread as with turkey. That being said, relatively common terms include 4 consecutive strikes, a ham bone, 6 consecutive strikes, wild turkey, 9 consecutive strikes, golden turkey, a perfect game, all strikes from start to finish, dinosaur. Supposedly originally because it's non-existent like a dinosaur, though in fact it has been done several times, such as by Grazio Castellano, who was the first to bowl a perfect game on live television on October 4th, 1953. Further, there are actually animals, Coelurosauria theropods, alive today that are dinosaurs, contrary to popular belief. These are from the same subgroup as the T-Rex, including chickens and, funnily enough, turkeys. So think about that the next time you have a McDinosaur sandwich or scramble up some dinosaur eggs for breakfast. And one more bonus fact to round things off today, how the turkey got its name. In the 16th century, when North American turkeys were first introduced en masse to Europe, there was another bird that was popularly imported throughout Europe, and most relevant to this topic, England, and it was called a guinea fowl. The guinea fowl was imported from Madagascar via the Ottoman Empire. The merchants who imported the guinea fowl were thus known as turkey merchants. The guinea fowl eventually were referred to as turkey fowl, similar to how other products imported through the Ottoman Empire acquired their names, such as turkey corn, turkey wheat, etc. The North American turkey was first introduced to Spain in the very early 16th century and popularly introduced to all of Europe shortly thereafter. The animal was thought by many to be a species of the type of guinea fowl that was imported via the Ottoman Empire and thus began also being called a turkey fowl in English, with this eventually being shortened to just turkey.
So, that is the idea of turkey, huh? That's where the idea of turkey came from. I was always wondering that. Where did that come from? Like, the turkey. Bowling turkeys. I was always wondering that. So you just try to get turkey before Thanksgiving. That's all I can truly say. Try to get turkey before Thanksgiving. But yeah, man, that's a little bit of history right there. But we got some more history and we got some revolutionary type of stuff going on. But let's get into the number one thing. Yeah, man, the bowling balls.
Hi, my name is Rich Arf, and we're filming this video here at our family pro shop, Ray Arf's Bowling and Trophy Shop, which has been in the St. Louis area since 1976.
Yeah, what we're doing today is over the years, Dad started the business 42 years ago, and we've put together pretty much a nice bowling ball collection over the years. The bowling balls have been popular in our Midwestern area. We've kind of stockpiled, put a collection together, and we thought it'd be fun to share that with you. So what we've done is kind of laid out 3 different segments we're going to film. One of them is going to be the rubber and plastic ball era. The second segment will be the polyurethane ball era. And we're going to finish up with the final segment of showing the reactive resin bowling balls that we've put away over the years. All right, we're going to start session 1 of the bowling ball collection that we put together here at Ray Orr's Bowling and Trophy Shop. Rich, why don't you get it started?
Well, we're going to start with the wood balls. We really don't even know how old these things are or where we even got them, but the first bowling balls that they used were made out of wood, so we thought we'd at least start here. We're still not really old timers, but at least we have a little bit more knowledge here on the rubber balls. So
yeah, black rubber balls pretty much became prevalent and dominated through the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And back then they were made for durability. They had what, a lifetime warranty?
Yeah, and they're really
they were made. They were manufactured for strength. You bought them because they were going to last a lifetime. They didn't really hook. They didn't really carry all that great. You bought them because it was a bowling ball and it was going to be really durable. We put together some of the classics from that era. Probably the best-selling black rubber ball of all time was the original Black Beauty. The ones with the little man on them are the rarest and the most difficult to find. Those are the ones that have the most value. AMF had their 3-dot and flight. Later on, they ended up signing the great Dick Weber, put his name on the AMF 5-star. Manhattan Rubber was also a very popular ball from that era. And of course, we put this ball aside as well. It's a little bit of St. Louis nostalgia. It's got the arch on it. So us being St. Louisans, it's an old black rubber
That was
ball.
a unique ball. The PBA Tour was here in '71, sponsored by American Airlines, and it does have the arch on it, so we thought we'd throw this in. And to my knowledge, Brunswick made that ball for the tournament, so it was basically
Probably
like a Black Beauty.
Yeah. Okay, well then in the early 60s, rubber started to lose its popularity, and it kind of went to the plastic ball era. What they found with plastic balls is plastic was a little softer material, and now you start to get more high-performance balls. They would grip the lane, they would hook more, give you better pin carry. Probably the most valuable ball that we have in the collection from a dollar standpoint is this one right here. It's a Brunswick Gold Crown. Very difficult ball to find with no holes in it. It's actually got 9-karat gold in the construction of the ball. They claim that roughly an ounce of the weight of that ball is made out of real 9-karat gold, so it has real value for the fact that it's got actual gold nuggets in the construction of the bowling ball. If you're looking at old crown jewels, they're very difficult to find. The ones that are very valuable have the white dot on them. Those are the original ones from the early 60s. If you're looking around and buy an old crown jewel, if you're a collector, definitely look for the ones that have the white dot. Those are the very original ones and have a lot of value. This is another old Brunswick ball called the True Track. It too was a very high performance, big hooking plastic ball from the mid 70s is when this ball was popular.
Yeah, jumping over now to a new set of plastic balls. Columbia really came in the industry in the early 60s also. We've got a rare white dot, we believe. It was one of the first Columbia balls that were made. It's not in the best condition, but we thought we would use this for the video. We've got a really rare one here. This is a 73, and we even reached out to Mark Roth. We are guessing it was an early Shore D version. But you know, we don't really know that much about it. I definitely was getting into bowling at the time. I've got a little more information on the Shore Ds. Columbia really hit it big with the Shore D. This one in particular is really rare, a 74 that says SHORE, and they are very rare. They actually were outlawed a couple years after they were released because they were too soft. So a lot of these ended up cracking, so they are very hard to find. And I'm going to pass it over to Steve.
Yeah, this particular ball right here is one of our favorites too. It's an AMF Pro Classic. It was actually made for AMF by Columbia, made in 1975. The most valuable are C5 series ball. That's made in 1975. Randy Lightfoot, one of our local friends here, absolutely loves this ball. It's his favorite ball ever. He's looking for one. So if anybody happens to have one, we'd be interested in trying to hook up with you to acquire it for Randy. Very great ball. This one right here is a Columbia ball as well. When the Shore Ds were outlawed, they were too soft. Don Johnson really had a couple of great years with this ball. It was basically a Shore D, but they put a white dot on it. So it was supposed to be a caramel white dot, but it was a very soft polyester ball as well. Again, Columbia dominated throughout the 70s with polyester. One ball that did, however, get Ebonite really rolling during this era was the Ebonite Magnum 6 that you see right here. This is a ball that Earl Anthony really dominated with during the mid-70s area. Won a ton of tournaments, during that era with this particular ball. They called it the Pumpkin Ball, and it's the Ebonite Magnum 6.
Okay, moving on to the next section. We're going to go into the yellow dots. We were talking about the Shore Ds earlier becoming outlawed. The yellow dot really became popular because then these met the ABC specifications, but these were still bleeders. They were still really sticky. Again, these are really hard to find because a lot of these weren't that durable and they really cracked. 75 yellow dots were very, very popular. Rotogrip here went under contract with Columbia also, so this is a blue Rotogrip, which is basically a blue yellow dot is what it is. And then I'd like Steve to talk about the 9R. We were told the 9R is one of the most popular yellow dots that was ever made for performance.
Yeah, yellow dots were dominant 75, 76, and then during the 1977 and 78, they had a hard time with their formula. The balls weren't as soft. They would look more like scarlet white dots. And in 1979, they fixed the formula. The real bleeder came back out after a couple years of the ball not being quite as strong as it was in 75, 76. We actually reached out to Mark Roth and asked him, these balls, serial numbers are very important in regard to yellow dots. And he said his favorite of all time is the 9R yellow dot. That was the one he loved the most, and he was the king of the yellow dot, let's be honest. He was the man. Rich touched on it. Rotogrip basically is the same thing as yellow dot. C5, same thing, just like we talked about with that Pro Classic earlier. C5 Rotogrip, those are the most popular ones if you're looking for collectibles. Other polyester balls that were popular in that era. Wayne Webb won a bunch of tournaments with this ball. They called it the Gyro 1, the Green Weenie was its nickname. Wayne Webb, with that ninth time, won a bunch of tournaments with that ball as well. These are a couple other polyester balls that were really popular in that era. And then towards the late 70s, all of a sudden, it went back to rubber again. Rubber kind of took control, and they started taking the surface and roughing it up, sanding it. So what you found was they hooked more again. So the LT48 was, wow, what a dominant ball that was. That one, it quite frankly, during that era, hooked more than any ball on the market. And another really cool thing about the LT48, which was, again, a super dominant ball, you'll see it was named that even before Johnny Petraglia's name was on it. They didn't know what to name the ball when they were in the process, I guess, of testing, but they thought they had a winner. Brunswick really liked what they saw during their testing period, but they couldn't come up with a name. LT48 is actually the gentleman that designed the ball for Brunswick. I guess their chemist or their engineer. Those were his initials. His name was like Louis Trelo or something like that. So he named it, he just called it LT48 because he was 48 years old at the time that ball came out. So when you see the Tommy Hudson LT51, same gentleman designed this ball as well. It was 3 years later, they named it the LT51. So a little part of bowling trivia for you there too.
Another, not to interrupt you there, another interesting fact with the LT48, it was really one of the first porous balls. I can remember having one, and once it picked up the oil, if it sat in a hot car, it would be sweating. And another interesting thing, what gave it its porosity was it actually had ground up walnut shells, believe it or not, in the outer shell.
This one right here is extremely rare. It's called the block letter LT48. That's before they signed Johnny Petraglia to put his name on the ball. So if you ever see these laying around, these are extremely hard to find. We've got a couple other LT48s. The competitors also wanted to come out with balls that were, trying to match up with the LT. This is an RC5, which is Rotogrip's soft rubber ball. Ev and I came out with a Magnum 10. Again, all these balls were very soft rubber balls, and they hooked a lot. Much different than the balls from the 30s, 40s, and 50s that were, again, made just for durability. Gripped the lane and gave you a lot of power.
We have some more polyesters over here. These are really unique. These were actually made by Fab, and it'll be interesting when we get into the urethane era. But Fab was actually produced here in St. Louis by a gentleman named Earl Widman. He bought the weight block from John Fabinich, and they really weren't that interesting back then because it had a big weight block in it, but it was still a polyester type of ball. But we just thought we'd throw these in with the mix of polyester. The blue dot became popular with Columbia back in the lacquer days. The lanes would get really dry. If that yellow dot hooked too much, you could certainly go to your blue dot because it was a very hard finish ball. But the Black Knight was popular because some people didn't want the fancy swirly colors. This basically was a black white dot is all it was.
Yeah, this specific ball right here is very interesting. It was considered the big bust. During that era, Columbia was really dominant, right, throughout the 70s with the Sure D and the yellow dot. They had one winner after another. They super marketed this particular ball, the orange dot, and it came right around late 70s, I think is when it was introduced, right pre to the urethane era, and it really never took off. It never gained any traction.
They tried some porosity with a polyester, but by then, it did hook more than the yellow dot, but by then, the urethane had come out, and this ball never
Never took off. Never took off. Red Dot was a good Columbia product. Again, good polyester ball, introduced right before the polyurethane era. And this particular ball, one of our favorites too, during right around 1980, 1981, this ball was dominant, was it not? I believe back-to-back years, the Firestone champion, Wayne Webb, and then Steve Cook threw this ball. It was incredible. It hooked a ton, hit great, but it had a flaw in the design. The ball actually developed welts, and they called it a ripple. They called it a ripple, and as you used it, all of a sudden your ball would start bouncing down the lane. And so they corrected that flaw, and when they corrected it, it wasn't that good anymore after that. So the ones that are really valuable, again, for collectible purposes, are the ones that have the ripple.
And by then, the urethane had taken over. But that's why we thought we'd include the Mark 10, because that really was the last dominating plastic ball before the urethane
took over right around 1981, correct. Okay, of all the bowling balls in our collection, this is actually the one that we have the most sentimental attachment to. This is the Black Beauty that our father, Ray Orff, bowled the famous or infamous 890 series with back in 1972. It's the only rubber ball in the history of the sport of bowling that struck 35 times in a row. I doubt it'll ever happen again. Rich was on the pair with him that day. He was, I think, 8 years old or something at the time when Dad got the 890 score.
Correct. 1972, it was a Western Bowl mini mixed league. I was 7 years old, fortunately be on the same pair with him. Like Steve said, it was definitely very controversial, but we're definitely very proud of it, and we know our father did shoot that score 35 strikes in a row. So this will always be in the Orff family.
Absolutely. It's our favorite ball. And thank you all for watching our first session, which covered the rubber and
And now a pleasure to introduce a fellow for whom this is probably his biggest show on TV. He's a youngster out of St. Louis, 22 years old, but don't let the age fool you because he can bomb them out here. He's a St. Louis match game champion. He's averaged 205 years of ABC competition. You're going to enjoy watching Ray Orff. Ray, come on up. Ray, good to see you.
Thank you, Jack. Nice to be here.
Everything fine, and you're ready to go? How have you been hitting him in practice?
Well, I've been bowling fairly well. I hope to do well on show.
Ray gets that ball out there nicely and bombs the strike in. He has a good deal of speed, as you've probably been able to discern. Ray Orff is also using a crown jewel, as is Al Seth. Oh, boy. He could have three. Looking for the three-bagger. How about that? The kid showing you something? And another 10-pin. That's his second 10-pin he's left over there. This is perhaps his most important ball of the match so far. He might be there. There he is. He'd been failing to carry the 10-pin over there previously. Right. Ninth frame for Ray Orff. Maybe that does it. Hey, a beautiful strike to wrap things up for him. Ray in the roll-off. He's had 6 strikes. That makes it 7.
Yeah, man, that's the and you know, I always wonder, man, about the bowling balls, man. It makes the biggest difference, you know, when it comes to that. You know, I was always trying to figure out who invented that. You know, how they came up with the idea of the weight of the ball and stuff like that, man. You know, you can get fancy with your own, you know what I'm saying? Have your own custom-made bowling ball, you know. But let's get into a small commercial break, man. You know how it goes. We gotta pay some bills.
Let never stressing. I wake up, it's a blessing. Count my win daily. Ain't no second guessing. It's the takeover.
Come on.
The way over. The way I be rapping, you would think I was older. I'm just 7 years old with a voice so bold. I'm young enough to lead the old. When you see me on that track, you like, baby, babe. And this another beat, and I just went crazy.
Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Back.
We back, fall count. We back, baby. Let's do it.
Day one. Day one.
Put in the mouth, put in the bag. Spin on the ops, spin in the block. Let's do it again. Come in the head. Give me a toast. Covering the numbers up on your folks. Look at the stars. Not even doing them, doing them, doing them.
Hey, you're it.
Yeah. Hey, say D. Talking about come and get me, baby. Yeah, come on, this bitch like motherfucking thug and motherfucking ESC. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Now put your hands up if you's a baller. Side caller trying to make your money tall. Legendary lab, Mac Rooster, we big pimpin'. And we love us some money getting women. Now put your hands up if you's a baller. Side caller trying to make your money tall. Legendary lab, Mac Rooster, we big pimpin'. And we love us some money getting women.
Hey, for man, can I talk to him?
Yeah, the hoe called my phone, she wants a pimpin'. You know I'm from Harry Hines Division. Keep some sold down hoes that go on missions. Ooh, he might got some hoes, but is he pimpin'? I'll regulate a nigga that's trippin'. No, she ain't missing, man, she with some pimpin'. Whole dollars in my pocket got me limpin'. Now put your hands up if you's a baller. Side caller trying to make your money tall. Legendary lab, Mac Rooster, we big pimpin'. And we love us some money getting women. Now put your hands up if you's a baller. Side caller trying to make your money tall. Legendary lab, Mac Rooster, we big pimpin'. And we love us some money getting women. It's Mac Rooster the pimp, Harry Hines Division. Diamonds reflecting off the bitch, and they glistening. That Barbie doll and I break her, I'm never seen. From the triple D to the H, we Texas living. Them Cadillacs and them Vogues and them Benz. I'm peeping at your bitch behind them overseas lenses. I'm a farmhouse nigga, you know I'm checking cheese. They fucking with that HHD, we start blitzing. Now put your hands up if you's a baller. Side caller trying to make your money tall. Legendary lab, Mac Rooster, we big pimpin'. And we love us some money getting women. Now put your hands up if you's a baller. Side caller trying to make your money tall. Legendary lab, Mac Rooster, we big pimpin'. And we love us some money getting women.
Yeah, man, we back. That's a fact. Back on track, man. Now we about to jump into that was the end of the first quarter. Now we are starting the second quarter of the sports show. And now we're going to talk about some of the skills and, tricks to the trade for the people that don't know how to bowl. You can get some little tips. So we about to go down through that.
I wish I knew as a beginner bowler. Tip number 1, the value of spares. I can't tell you how many times that I've told kids that spares are the most important thing. What do I look for in college? How can I be a good college bowler? Pick up your spares. How do I make the cut at junior gold? Pick up your spares. Literally anything always boils down to how many frames that you can fill. And you don't really understand this value until you start missing cuts by 1, 2, 3, 10 pins. That's 1 spare. I've prided myself on picking up spares for a long time, a large majority of my career, and it's a reason why I can make a living on tour, where I can still make some cuts and maybe not bowl my best. If you're not picking up spares, you better strike a lot, and that's really hard to do on a consistent basis. Shooting spares, literally the number 1 thing that I would recommend to anybody out there looking for a tip. Kind of hurts. You definitely don't want to try to make the ball hook, because usually when you're making the ball hook, you're grabbing the absolute life out of the bowling ball. You are increasing your risk of injury.
Decreasing accuracy.
There's a lot of things. Decreasing accuracy, more muscle, more inconsistency. Tip number 2, you want to let the ball hook. Let the ball do the work. Let it roll off your hand nice and easy. Balls are very dynamic nowadays, so they will hook. You just have to let them fly off your hand. Now, it's something that Anthony Shannon struggled with as a beginner, wishing that he knew not to make the ball hook. And we really don't have to make the ball hook to let it hook. We just gotta soften up our grip, let the ball roll off our hand, and in turn, that's gonna get our hand moving through the ball a lot faster, and our rev rate might actually be higher when we try less. More rev rate, cleaner off the hand. It's more consistent, stays online longer. That in turn results in more strikes usually. That segues into tip number 3. Keep your hand behind the ball. Anytime I would go to a pro-am or some kind of event where there's professional bowlers, as a kid, the biggest one they told me, keep your hand behind the ball. A lot of kids struggle with this because either you're not strong enough or you haven't developed the physical abilities to get yourself in the right position. Nowadays, a lot of two-handers automatically get their hand underneath the ball. You don't really have to worry about that unless you're getting over the top, around it, things like that. This is gonna allow the ball to read the lane much easier. Get yourself in a position that's stronger, because that's gonna let the ball fly off your hand from a strong position rather than trying to make it hook from a weak one. So you get your hand nice and under the ball, it becomes way more effortless. You can create more power with less effort, as to where if your hand is on top, you can't really create a whole lot of rev rate because now you're trying to work it from here. If you get under it, you can zip it off your hand nice and fast, and that's the key to creating rev rate. Going from as far underneath the bowling ball to as far, extended with the wrist, as fast as you can, it's rev rate. That's why two-handers have so much rev rate. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is gonna be oil patterns and understanding that what you see on the piece of paper isn't as important as it seems. I'm gonna tell you right now, the most important thing that you need to pay attention to is what your ball is doing as it's traveling down the lane. That piece of paper that tells you ratios, numbers, all that stuff. You get too caught up in that, that's an absolute where you're gonna go, hey, I'm supposed to play here. And then when it doesn't work, you're gonna scramble, you're not gonna be sure what to do, and you're probably not gonna bowl very well. Trust what your eyes are telling you, trust your gut, do what you feel like you need to do to let your ball do the right thing on the lanes. So if you're at a tournament, and let's say you're bowling on a short pattern. Now, this isn't a short pattern, but this is just an example. This has actually happened before. Your ball is not even close. And you're assuming, hey, this is a short pattern, which they put out the house shot on accident one time for a tournament that was supposed to be short. My brother and I both experienced this, and rather than going, this is a short pattern, in the 10 minutes of practice we had, we took a step left this way. We went up there, threw our shots, and we went, hey, I don't think this is what's supposed to be out there. Lo and behold, a lot of people forced that spot. A lot of really good bowlers didn't know. They missed the cut. We figured out it was the house shot. We ended up bowling pretty well, and we both made the finals. Don't necessarily put too much emphasis on what's on that piece of paper. Just go out there and bowl. Let the lanes tell you what you need to do, and that'll be your guide. Tip number 5 is a personal favorite. Control what you can control. Just like talking about the patterns, whatever happens on the lanes happens. And you can control what ball you throw, what you do, all those things. I really love control what you can control because it applies to everything in life. When we play sports, bowling, very mental game, just controlling what you can control. Once you let go of the ball, you can't do anything about it. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. You control how you act though, how you react. You go up there, you throw a great shot, you stone an 8-pin, you have a choice to make. You can get upset, you can get mad, you can be over dramatic. Or you can come back, pick up your spare, move on, throw your next shot, move on with your life. There are a couple of scenarios that can happen here. You get really mad, angry. You might still be able to function, bowl well, but you're not gonna bowl as well as if you were calm, cool, and collected. Controlling what you can control has made a very big impact on my game, and it has been a large variable in my success. As a beginner baller and most, typically we're starting out as youngsters, kids. I started when I was 8 years old. I thought I knew it all. As I started getting better, ages 13 to 16, I'm hot shot, I'm big time. I really wasn't that good, but of course every kid wants to be right all the time. No one likes to be wrong. So you're gonna do what you think you need to do, and you're gonna try to defend your honor to the death, your statement, whatever you believe in. It's not always gonna help you improve. It wasn't until probably college that I really realized that I need to be more open-minded, because if I just do what I think I need to do all the time, I'm gonna be confined to this box. This is the Darren box. And the world is so much bigger than this box. Being more open-minded has allowed me to improve a lot faster. You don't want to give that up in your developing years. As a kid, ages 12 to 18, you really pick up on things like a sponge in that period of time. So I recommend, if you're not already, be as open-minded as possible, taking the advice, taking the information, and just watch yourself soar. All right, now our final tip kind of ties it with number 6, but it's kind of a beast of its own. It's one that kind of creeps up on us and we don't really realize it. We got to keep that ego in check. The ego is the biggest detriment in a team locker room, and it could be one of your biggest detriments as well. It goes back to that, can't be wrong, has to be right all the time, kind of overpowering teammates, people around you. It's not an enjoyable thing. If you can't let your ego down, it's really hard to improve, kind of for the same reasons as before. You just want to stay open-minded. You can't let that ego consume you. You don't want to let it beat you, and more importantly, you don't want to let it hold you back. And that's something that I struggled with in college. I had to be the guy, I had to be right all the time, and it wasn't until that I realized that it's not the best way to go. It was really hard for me to improve. There's a reason why the best bowlers in the world use coaches and ball reps. It's because you can't do it alone. It requires the whole village, the whole zoo to create success. So keep that ego in check, because you really don't want to let that hold you back from becoming the best version of you. So those are 7 tips that I wish I knew as a beginner, but I have 3 more. If you guys want to find out, make sure you guys check out the course link in the description below. There's a library chock full of information for you to become the best bowler that you can be. We have videos ranging from ball selections, physical game improvements, even tips from other pros. Link is in the description below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you.
Yeah, man, that was a couple of tips, man, on how to bowl, what to do. Hey, believe me, but there's more. There are more tips. Let's go through them.
2, 3, oh. Like, there has to be a hesitation there.
Maybe 1, maybe 2 if we look back through time, but the vast majority, no. Bang, baby.
Perfect.
And bowling starts becoming really fun.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Brad and Kyle channel. In this video, we're gonna be talking about a pretty big mistake that we see amongst all bowlers, not just amateur bowlers, and it really has to do with your timing. So, Kyle, what do we got for them?
We've talked about timing, we've talked about push away, and we want to kind of come at the timing from a different angle today a little bit. Today's game is about, power and repetition, and we need to do that by engaging our legs, learning to not pull down with our arm, and a lot of that starts with having proper timing. So in the bowling approach, we've talked about, and you guys have heard us talk about, we want to be pushing away in a 5-step approach in the second step of our approach. What we see a lot of amateurs make, and really all bowlers, is we get to push away too late in our approach. And we want you to think about it like this. So if I'm in my approach, I'm going to kind of try to simulate a little 5-step approach here. We have 5 steps. Think of the 5 steps as the amount of real estate we have to get our swing to develop and release the bowling ball. Now, if I push away, so I'm in my first step, if I push away starting in my second step, and now I have basically 3.5 steps for my swing to develop. I take my third, my fourth, it hangs, and I can come down on my 5th step. What we see a lot of what happens is people pushing the ball out way too late. So what happens is we'll get here, people take their first step, second step, and then the 3rd step, we start pushing out. Now I just have basically my 4th step and my slide to get my swing to go out, back, and back forward again. Not a lot of time for our swing to develop. And that, when we don't see a lot of time for a swing to develop, that's when bad things start happening.
Yeah, and like you said, you have all the real estate, and if you decide to choose half of it to keep, where the ball's basically not behind you, it's not swinging, it's all like kind of here. If you choose half, that means you only have half to have a swing and a downswing. If you get it down early, the swing a little earlier, then you have all this room, kind of do whatever you want with a swing. You can kind of get it to go high if you like to have a high backswing or whatever. But if you jam yourself, where those last couple steps, you have to have a swing and a downswing and a release, it gets very hard.
And think of it like this. We're basically giving our body, when we push it out in the second step, 3.5 steps of real estate to develop our swing, to allow our body to build momentum, to get our legs engaged. And that's how we're really going to start creating power. Again, we mentioned in the beginning of the video that we don't want to be swinging and pulling the ball down from our arm. We want to be using our legs to engage. So we want to give our body more time to get that swing to develop. When we push away too late, again, we have 1.5 steps to get our swing to go forward, back, and then back forward again. And when that happens, it's almost impossible not to have some type of pulling motion because you only have so little time to get your swing to develop. So you just pull back, and if you pull back, you're gonna pull down.
There's a nice window in terms of timing to where we know some great players that have a little bit of late timing, and we know some great players that have a little bit of early timing. There's a window, but when you start going outside of that window to where now you're taking like an extra step before you bring the ball down, that's when things get really rough.
Yeah, so Brad, let's throw a couple shots here. I want you to throw the first shot, your normal timing. You do it great, you push out in your second step. Let's see what a good version of it looks like. Solid. Damn, baby.
It's kind of...
So that was great.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool though, this video, because this is something that I work on. And let's get into it. So if you have late time, one of two things has to happen basically. And you already said one of them is you're gonna have to muscle it and pull it and direct it because you're already so late that you have to force it to catch up. Or physically with your body, you have to wait.
You have to wait
until the ball swings, and then you can go. What I would do and what I work with Coach Jazz now is I'll have the normal timing, but then I'll also still have a hesitation.
Yeah.
And he always comes to me as, what great bowler do you know that has slow feet and hesitation?
Maybe one, maybe two if we look back through time, but the vast majority, no.
It's like they like to drop the ball and go. And it kind of eliminates all this really tense finagling, bad timing, that kind of thing. So I work on this. I don't have necessarily super late timing, but I'll start raising the ball up as I go, and that makes me late instead of just dropping and going.
Yeah, so let's try a shot here where you attempt to push out on your third step. So now they got a great view of what, you were smooth, you built momentum, your swing developed. Now this is gonna feel really unnatural, but I want you to delay that push away into your third step.
Yeah, so one of the guys, I'm channeling my inner Chris Barnes right now. There's always exceptions, and that nobody on this planet is Chris Barnes, so this is gonna feel
Third
really.
step, baby.
All right, so I don't even know. So 1, 2, oh man. All right, so 1, 2, 3, oh. Like there has to be a hesitation there.
Yeah.
Like if you speed up in your third step, like if you go, the swing can only go by your butt.
Yeah,
like it can't go up very high.
Yeah, the swing for one can't develop, and for two, your body, you have to slow. And that's what I want to see when you throw it. I want to see that choppiness that happens, that slowing down of your feet in that exchange when you push away in your third step. Yeah. So obviously that's extremely unnatural for you. To some people, that is them. That is how they bowl. That is what feels natural. But when you make that change, what does that feel like?
A couple things. It makes the tempo that you need to feel at the line weird. Because you go, and then you hesitate, and then you got to go again.
Yeah.
And then it makes that last step kind of like, well, do I have a lot of oomph?
Yeah.
Am I lightening up on it? Like, I'm unsure. When you get into the swing and you just go, you kind of just go into the slide. But with that hesitation in the middle, it's like you can lose momentum, you can lose power into the drive. And also, I just felt like it's hard to get rev rate on the ball.
Yeah.
Like I just missed it off my hand right there.
Yeah.
And I don't really know why, but that kind of happens.
Yeah.
And I noticed that when I get really hesitant, I can't generate the power that I want to generate.
Yeah, I want to try it. So I'm going to do the same thing as Brad because I want to see this feel. And I'm going to try to not push away in the third step, which is going to feel completely alienated.
I didn't know what eggs do to cortisol until I saw this.
One of the biggest mistakes for women who want to lose weight is eating cortisol.
That's so weird. Boom.
Bang, baby.
Perfect.
So what I feel like there is, again, that
you had no balance, by the way.
No balance at all. Like, because I feel like my legs weren't engaged. Like I'm walking, and then I have to almost stop because I felt like I had no time for my swing to develop. I felt like I almost had to stop, let my swing go back, and then I still felt, late, and I felt like I had to pull forward because it was almost like my body is getting to the line, but my swing still needs to do a lot of things to create power. And I felt my pulling down motion. I felt like I can't get any power on that ball.
That's a good point. The swing still has a lot of stuff to do, so it makes it hard to just kind of singularly focus on just throwing it.
Yeah.
Because then you can get grabby, then it's easy to miss grab, you're inconsistent because there's just so much going on still with not much time.
Yeah, and the amount of power I think I could put on that ball was very, very little. Again, I felt the complete pulling motion. So when we talk, like the big point of this is bowling in general, when you're able to start bowling with your legs and generate power with your legs, the game changes for you completely. When you stop pulling and you stop thinking about this right arm, and the right arm is just an extension of what the whole body is doing, then bowling starts becoming really fun. You start getting more power, you start getting more accuracy, you start getting a lot of things start going your way. But when we push the ball out too late and we have like that hesitation, that slowing down takes all my legs out of it. All the momentum I was building in my first couple of steps to be able to just generate power, I had to stop, let my swing go, and then start again. And that's just a really hard way to try to incorporate power.
Yeah, and we see late timing pretty common, especially amongst the women, especially amongst people that like to play straight, which was very much a game 20, 30 years ago. A lot of people have power now. And if you're stuck in that mojo of, well, you love to play straight, but you're not very good at like creating some hook, or you're not very consistent at it, maybe there's some hesitation and maybe there's some late timing there.
And I think that's a good point. We see this a lot and you know what? We're not saying that you can't be a good bowler with late timing push out. Like,
Chris Barnes is incredible.
Chris Barnes is incredible. We even see a lot of house shot guys that like to go straighter, but if you watch them, and this is just something to pay attention to, and maybe this is something that happened in your game. You may be a guy that's unbelievable at going straight, but most of the time when people have late timing, they like playing straighter, and I think that's just a factor of, because their timing's not a little earlier, they're not able to create the power on it, so they bowl games with later timing with a straighter release, and they've done it so much that now it feels natural. But the idea is here, if you want to start creating a little bit more power, a little more speed, then we have to get that early timing. So Brad, give me your tip. So I'm going to get up here and act like I'm someone with late timing. If you were going to tell me to get the ball to push away on the second step, what is a feel? What is something I can work on here?
So for a 5-step approach, it's okay to have a 4-step approach too. You're just dealing with one less step. So the step that I tell Kyle to push it away on will be your first step as a 4-step.
Yeah, it would just be
for him.
here.
He's taking a step and then pushing off. But if you're left-handed, it's connected to your left foot. If you're right-handed, it's connected to your right foot. And for a 5-step approach, you take a small little get-going step, and then right leg, right arm, connected. Right foot goes forward, ball goes down, almost into the leg. You don't really want to go out in front of you. It's possible, but you deal with some issues once you do that. You really just kind of keep this all connected, and then you just kind of drop it into your foot. As your right foot takes a step, you just drop it right down, straight down.
So I'm almost like, when my right foot lands, I take my step, I'm like exchanging the weight of my ball and my foot are like landing at, like this motion is happening at like the same time.
And it's much nicer and easier to be consistent if on that first step, nothing moves.
Yeah, nothing moves.
So I get in that habit of kind of moving the ball on my first step, which already kind of gets me a little too early, actually.
Early.
So I work on very steady, small step 1, down to your right foot on step 2.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a go.
And if you're late timing and you do this, it's going to feel like the ball's in your swing so early, and it's going to feel like you have a lot of room to go, like way too much room to go, and that's great. Just pick up your feet speed and go.
Yeah, all right, so we're exchanging the ball and that second step at the same time here.
Yeah, way more rhythm, way more balance.
Yeah, it didn't fall off.
One singular motion.
And the point that you made right there, when we have people work on this, is that, again, Brad said it, you have a lot more real estate. You're gonna have to feel like your feet are going to move faster, which they are. We're taking out that hesitation. We're taking out that pause, or whatever might be happening there. So your feet are gonna feel like they're going faster. If they don't feel like they're going faster, you're probably not pushing out in line with that like second step.
And you're probably gonna end up pretty far back from the line. So if you make this change and you end up far back from the line, just try and get your legs going more. You know?
And that's our goal. We want our legs going. We want to start driving with our legs, building momentum with our legs, and avoid this whole pull down motion. And you can see, I mean, obviously we're used to pushing down our second step, but when we try to do that third step, our power goes down, our balance goes down. You see, I couldn't even stick on that shot. And that shot, the last one I threw with normal timing, I was able to have great balance at the line. So that's a video, guys, about our timing. Again, think of it as real estate. You either have if you want 3.5 steps to get power and develop more time for your swing to come through, or do you want 1.5 steps to, try to do it? I think it's a lot easier with 3.5 steps, but anyway, that's it for you guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you
Yeah, man, that is some tips right there on how you get your bowling game up, but it's all in the steps, man. I used to take bowling a little bit in elementary school, a little bit. But it's all about your steps, man. Make sure you take your proper steps and release at the right time, man, on your roll. Shoot, man. Sky the limit, man, on that. But we're finna go to a commercial break.
He was holding it down underneath that bucket for Micah. First double-digit lead in the game for Dallas. We'll get that on the money.
Around Irvin, blocked by Lively. Where did he come from?
He's a little hurt right now. Down goes to the basket, denied at the basket, but it's Muhammad Gay denied.
Net at the summit. No look.
They're going to attack here.
Why are they pushing?
Chase down, block, ball out of bounds.
Better know I fuck with hyena. I got caught around smoke with them demons. In the cut, Uzi took a bus semen. Fuck around, get touched up. Fuck about who next up. Fill them up. All I know is thuggin' shit. Gotta get to the real life, come from the fear. Real nigga don't speak on murder. Nigga get laced up, nigga gon' face something better. Know this shit BDE. And the trap no life. Busy bone in my motherfucking body. I saw a shark when I jumped in that water. Thuggin' out feel me, I ain't hurting nobody. Google girl all over my body, I'm diving. People too on me, they think I'm O'Reilly. Thuggin', nigga gon' take some niggas I hang with, all of them violent. Got felonies on top of felonies, we eat shebang, fuck nigga problem. I'm a real street nigga, fuck is you saying? I get the money, ain't with all that playing. Walking that road with the thug in my pen, with now bamboo, no jacket tan. Chris Tucker, they know that my money talk. Too much money, I'll buy me another vial. Don't let the little fool you player. Might be the one that come do you player. Can't slow it down, feel like I'm John Wick. Out one, then pop in another clip. But when niggas ain't doing all that talking, street nigga do how they walk. Pull up on the block, we mobbing. Some of my nigga, we robbing. Vectors ain't bump stop, they don't stop. Beat time, nigga, we popping. Dipping gin, still clutching my jeans. Shooting it be like I'm Jeremy Lin. Pull up on the block, we mobbing. All of my nigga be robbing.
Billion Shades.
Yes, sir. Billion shot it. You know it. And now we into the part of the show, you know what time it is. You already know it's the halftime show. Yep. Halftime. And you know what time it is? Gas or Trent. Gas or trash? Gas or trash? Gas or trash? We only got one video for tonight. One video. Yep, just one. Not 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just one, dog. Yeah, I gotta get back in the repetition. People gotta send their videos, their beats, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we got a video from Baby Mel. Baby Mel. It's Baby Mel in Cognac, I guess. Cognac Giver, GFWYK, artist out of Alabama. So y'all already know what to do. Y'all already know what to put in the comments, man. Whenever y'all check out this video, you just put your gas or trash. Put the gas emoji or the trash emoji, however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, you got anybody out there that want to put their show on the halftime, put they video on the halftime show, gas or trash, we can play it. We'll play it for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, we also got the Cash App on the screen. You know what I'm saying? You can bless the offering. You know, it don't matter, $1, whatever it is. You know, it would be very kind, you know, to send something, you know, because your boy put this little content together for everybody. As it gets better, it gets bigger, you know what I'm saying? And the figures, well, you know. But like I say, man, this is the Gas or Trash halftime show. And we got the artist from Alabama. And let's go. Let's see what it's talking about.
Hey, Daddy.
You know, when the dope hit the street, you know, on the dope. Yeah, when the dope first hit the street, man, you know, on the dope, man, you know, when the dope first hit the street. I'm talking when the dope first hit the street. Yeah.
Turn me up, J-Way.
Feel like the dope. On the dope. On the dope. Yeah. On the dope. Yeah. On the dope. All white come through like it snow. Yeah. Where I come from, this shit was hard. I jumped the road. Yeah. Oh, that's the phone. High speed, don't know what I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you turn. Fuck that, man. Let's make the toe. My eyes open, now I can see clear. I don't even supposed to be here. Shit dangerous, I don't even supposed to sleep here. $1 million cars now. It used to be $1,000 nights. On answer the phone now. Used to hop out on feet in some night. Now I'm rocking chrome now. $1 million nigga for real. You can check my phone line. They label me a rapper. Little bitch on me in the street for real. Last year was a jacker. Don't play on me, little bitch, I'm for real. Tight to come kidnap you. On the tight, make them bones disappear. Nigga, I'm a trapper. $1,000 night, 1,000 days. Little bitch, I'm a trapper. Old school used to smash it back in the day. Now he a pastor. Know for what you know. Yeah, nigga, fuck the phone. You did get this shit for low. Little bitch, sell it for the high. Yeah, can't tell you what I know. Can't tell you what I sold.
On va vendre du tout, il n'est même pas fini. Pourquoi tu as fait ça? Il n'est même pas. Pourquoi tu as fait ça? On va tuer sa maman. Et les enfants, ils ont la voiture, ils ont même pas fini. Pourquoi tu fais ça? On sait même pas pourquoi.
Man, was he rapping in French, man? That dude was spitting French, some French verbiage on here. Wow, hey man, I mean, somebody understand it. If somebody was understanding the mumble rap, I'm pretty sure somebody understand the foreign language, French, and wow, that sounded like some French, man. He's spitting some French on her. Now, in my opinion, man, you know, the beat was fire. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like trap action. You know what I'm saying? Street recognition. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion about it. But my opinion does not count because I am playing it. So people in the audience got to put either gas or trash in the comments, man. That's all you got to do, man. Gas or trash in the comments, bro. Just simple as that. Just gas or trash in the comments. Don't take a rocket science Einstein. Put gas or trash in the comments, bro. It's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that was your gas and trash. And yes, man, we are back to this schedule in hand. We still on the bowling tip, you know what I'm saying? And we still got some more tips on bowling. Let's go.
Today, we're gonna teach you how to bowl in 5 minutes. This video is dedicated to people that are going out with their friends, you're going on a date, you're going to that work party at the bowling alley, and you don't want to make a fool of yourself and you want to impress your friends. So now let's go to the lane. We're going to show you quick tips so you can instantly get better at bowling. Alright guys, so the first thing that we're going to talk about here is picking the right bowling ball. So here there is a combination of having the right finger holds and the right weight. Of course, you will want to have a bowling ball that you feel that you can control. If the ball is too heavy, it's gonna be really hard to throw down the lane. But if the ball is too light, you won't be able to control it. So you gotta find that in-between spot to find the right bowling ball. So the next thing is to find the right size of the finger hold. Of course, they're not gonna fit you very well. I mean, they come in a standard sizing, but you gotta find a bowling ball that has a great grip. So what you're looking for is something that is not very tight, that you're gonna feel like you're gonna get stuck, or if it's too big, you don't wanna feel like you are loosening. You gotta find something in between that's gonna help you to be able to grip the ball and throw it comfortably. Alright guys, so the next tip is how to actually grip the bowling ball. So we see a lot of people use these two fingers. This is wrong, this is wrong. So what you want to use is your middle finger and your ring finger, and then putting your thumb. That's going to give you a better grip, it's going to be easier to control it, and it's going to make it easier to throw it straight down the lane. So the easiest way to knock down pins is set up on the approach on the big dot in the middle, and then aim it to the middle arrow to try to hit the head pin as much as possible. So now we're gonna go to the part that everybody wants to know, and that's how to hook the bowling ball. So if you can curve the ball consistently, it's gonna help you to get more strikes and of course impress the people you're with. So now let's go to the lanes. We're gonna show you a couple keys in order to hook the bowling ball effectively. Alright guys, so the first thing you wanna do in order to hook the bowling ball is to keep that hand underneath the ball as much as possible. It's gonna be really hard to generate what we call revolutions if your hand is above the ball. But if you cup your hand a little bit, it's gonna help you to create those reps, and those reps are the ones that are gonna make your ball hook. So you wanna have your hand cupped on the ball, and then you're just gonna try to rotate your fingers, and that's what's gonna make your bowling ball to hook. Alright guys, so the next tip here is to get your fingers around the bowling ball. So once that we are having our hand underneath the ball, we still need to get around those fingers a little bit. If we overdo it, it's not going to be as consistent, but we still gotta do it a little bit in order to curve that bowling ball. So once you're in here, hand underneath the bowling ball, and then just rotate those fingers, and that's gonna make your ball hook and impress all your friends. Alright guys, so here you have it. These are some great tips to improve your bowling. Please let us know in the comments if you like them. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one with more bowling tips.
Yeah, man, I hope y'all got some tips, man, off of that, man. Hope y'all really picked up some tips, man. That's some pretty good tips, I can truly dare say. Some pretty good tips, I say. But now we're gonna jump into some of the greatest bowlers. Let's do it.
Greatest bowler of all time. It's a discussion that comes up in all sports, and the main issue with this discussion is that you need to compare players from different eras. The question arises, would players from different eras be able to compete against each other? Would a player from the 60s, for example, dominate in the same way in the modern game? While we may never have the answer to these type of questions, we're still going to do our best to figure out who the bowling GOAT is. So here is how this video is going to work. I'm going to discuss each player that is in the discussion for the greatest of all time and look at the arguments for and against. Then at the end, I'll weigh all of this up and give you my selection. Of course, everyone will have their own opinions on this, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know your pick in the comment section below. So let's start off by breaking this down, and we have to start with the man with the most titles, and that's Walter Ray Williams Jr. Clearly winning the most PBA titles of all time makes you a very strong contender for the best bowler ever. With 47 titles including 8 majors, Walter Ray is clearly one of the best to ever play the game. His longevity was incredible as he was still a dominant force on the tour at 50 years of age when he won the 2010 USBC Masters and was also named the Player of the Year for that season, which made him the oldest ever recipient of the award. Throughout the 2000s, he was just absolutely phenomenal given his age. In the 07-08 season at age 48, he established the second highest average in PBA history for a single season, with an average of just over 228. His list of achievements is simply remarkable, but perhaps the most impressive is his record of winning at least one PBA title per season in 17 consecutive seasons, 2 more than Earl Anthony. What made him so dominant was his accuracy and in particular spare shooting. I think he is one of, if not the best spare shooter we have ever seen. To top it all off, he is the only bowler to have converted the Big Four on TV. Clearly he has a lot going for him in the GOAT debate, but there's another player who many feel is the ultimate GOAT that will never be topped. which brings us on to Earl Anthony. Now, what can I say about Earl Anthony? He just did things that weren't human. Everything Walter did, Anthony basically did it first. He earned 43 titles and 6 Player of the Year awards. He was the first player to reach 100,000 in winnings and then 1 million in earnings. He earned 10 major titles, which was a record for many, many years. Held the PBA record of 15 televised final appearances in one season, which he did twice in 75 and 81, and what's more, won all of his 43 titles in a span of just 14 years. And I think that is what gives him the edge in this debate for many, and even Walter Ray has admitted that himself, because Anthony did all of this in such a short span of time. Walter's span lasted 24 years. Earl was also in a very different era, and clearly his accuracy was superior to even Walter's. Yes, Walter did dominate in multiple eras, from the use of urethane to the introduction of reactive resin, and then to the late 2000s when the power players really started to emerge. But Earl was just so damn good in his era, so incredibly accurate, that you really wonder what he could have achieved in the reactive era as an example. I don't need to go on to make a case for Earl Anthony because his achievements just speak for themselves. Right now, it's a very close call between Earl and Walter, but let's go on and see if there's any other bowlers who can challenge them. Now we move on to Norm Duke, and his 40 titles puts him on third on the all-time title list, and apart from the 3 players we've now looked at, including Norm, no other bowler has 40 titles or more. Just like Walter Ray, Norm had such incredible longevity and actually ended his career winning back-to-back titles in 2019 at 54 years of age. Then in 2022, he was the 1 seed at the USBC Masters, although he did not manage to win that event. But it shows how timeless his game was, and the fact that he was still competitive into his mid-50s is pretty incredible. When we look at his major record, it is less than Earl and Walter's. Duke has won 7 majors, but he did become the first player to ever win 3 majors in a row. That was during the 07-08 and 08-09 seasons. Norm was very good during the 90s, but in the 2000s, he pretty much took things to a new level, winning 23 titles from the year 2000 and onwards. Also, we can't forget another record that he set when he won his first title at the age of 18 years and 345 days, which is still the record for the youngest person ever to win a PBA title. I recently did a video about Norm, and there was a comment there that said he always felt like the underdog on telecast, and I do agree with that. Part of what makes him hard to put above Walter and Earl is that he just feels that tiny little bit step behind those two. I think Norm makes a great case, but perhaps he's just a few titles short to really challenge for the title of the bowling GOAT. Next up is Pete Webber, who really brought bowling back to life in the early 2000s. For some people, I think his antics on the lanes took away the fact that he was one of the best ever. His major record gives him a big case here because he managed to tie Earl Anthony's major record of 10. One thing that sets Webber apart is his 5 US Open titles, something that I highly doubt will ever be matched. It would have been easy for Pete to get lost in the shadow of his father's legacy, but he managed to do everything that Dick did and more. He surpassed him and made a legacy of his own. But if we now try and make a case for him as the GOAT, there's a couple of problems, but the main one that I can think of is that his record against Walter Ray Williams Jr. on TV is not a good one. To be honest, Walter just used to beat him on TV on a pretty regular basis, and although Webber has more majors, Walter has 10 more titles, which is a pretty significant difference. Pete is one of the best to ever do it, but to me, he just falls short of the top 2, and it's between him and Norm for 3rd place in my opinion. Next up we have Mark Roth, somebody who dominated the tour in his prime. He won 34 titles, but in the late 70s he was just unstoppable, winning 22 titles from 75 to 79. His best year was easily in 1978 when he won 8 titles in a single season, a record that still stands. Roth won the Player of the Year award in 3 consecutive seasons, 77 through to 79, and won the honour again in 1984. And of course, he became the first player to spare the 710 on TV. But now, if we compare him to the other greats of the game, there is one area where he does fall a little bit short, and that is major titles. He won just 2 major titles, and both of these came very late in his career, and both in 1984. They were the US Open and the Players' Championship. After this, he would just win 3 more titles, but to me, he just doesn't quite have enough majors to put him above Walter, Earl, Norm or Pete. Even so, he's still a legend of the game, and one of the best bowlers we have ever seen. Let's now look at some of the players from the modern era. While their careers are not yet over, they are important to discuss because they already make strong cases in the GOAT debate. First up, Jason Belmonte. He is undoubtedly the greatest two-hander of all time and revolutionised the game in ways nobody really expected. He currently has 15 majors, 5 more than Earl and Pete. He has 32 titles in total, and at 41 years of age, still has time to add some more titles to his collection. The problem is, during the last 2 years, we have not seen the Belmonte we know on TV. He's made plenty of shows, but his performances on TV have been very un-Belmo-like. His last singles win came in March 2023 when he won the Tournament of Champions for the 4th time in his career. But since then, he's just looked a little bit out of sorts on TV. Now, this could just be a bit of a slump, and all the greats have had them. But when you look at players like Walter, Norm, Pete, etc., they all have something in common, and that was longevity. They almost seem to hit a second peak in their mid to 40s and were able to finish their career strongly. And I think this will be key for Belmonte. Even with his 15 majors, I personally think he needs to at least surpass Pete's title record of 37 to really challenge Earl and Walter in the debate. Another player who is already edging his way into the debate is EJ Tackett. Now, he's still got some ways to go, but the way he's going, he's got a chance to get close to Earl or even Walter's record. He's got 27 titles, just 5 short of Belmonte already, despite being almost 9 years younger, and he has 7 majors. If he can add another 10 titles, then suddenly he has a very strong argument. He's just dominated the game in the last 2 or 3 years, and his level of consistency is really like nothing we have seen. As long as he stays healthy and continues to pick up titles each season, it won't be long before he is on par with the top 2. Now, finally, I just want to talk about a few honourable mentions. These are all players who were up there with the best of the game, but just fall short of the GOAT debate for various reasons. First, we have Parker Bone III, a true legend of the game who did win 35 titles, but with just 3 majors, this does set him apart from the other greats. Then we have Dick Webber, essentially bowling's first star, and while he is a legend of the game who paved the way, too many other greats have surpassed him in titles and majors. Then you have other players like Mike Albee, Don Johnson, Brian Voss, Marshall Holman, but again, they're just that one step down from the players we have already discussed. So we've covered pretty much all of the candidates for the GOAT debate. Let's talk about my pick, because this is a tricky one. For me, it really comes down to just 2 players. Yes, Norm and Pete are up there. You can make cases, but ultimately it does always come down to Earl and Walter Ray. I will go out on a limb and I will say Walter Ray Williams Jr. is my pick for the greatest of all time. Yes, it's very close between him and Earl, but just the fact I think that Walter has more titles, he had a much longer career where he was just dominant for so long. I think Walter, for me, just gets the edge. But that being said, I do expect that argument to change, just because we've got 2 players in Belmonte and EJ who in the next 5 to 10 years could go on to do even more special things than what they've already done. I mean, EJ in particular has got so much time on his side, and if he carries on the way he is, for me, he has got such an opportunity here to go down as the greatest of all time, because he's got 27 titles, 7 of those majors. I really think his level of dominance and consistency over the last 2 or 3 years is starting to give him such an edge in the debate that, if he can add at least 10 more titles, we can revisit this in 5 to 10 years time. He's got 10 titles plus maybe a few more majors. Well, then he definitely is going to be challenging Earl and Walter Ray in that debate. But as I mentioned earlier, I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below who you think the greatest bowler of all time is. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. That is going to do it from me for today, and as always, thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time.
And there you have it, man. There you have it. The greatest bowler, one of the greatest. There's still some more greats out there, man. I can go on and on and on, you know what I'm saying? But that's the end of the third quarter, man. And we about to go into the fourth, so, you know, we finna jump into a commercial break real quick.
Does Micah even deserve to be the
Summer eyes, nigga, I'm finna do a me. Ride through the city in some shit you wouldn't expect me in. Nigga, crowd go crazy, it's $1 million phone. Fast on a nigga for the motion, know he really get it on. I ain't lying in my raps, really sold that. The street nigga feeling dope, nigga, cause they know it's fakes. Nigga, anti-cap, what I stand on. At 17, I had a plug, bring them to me, nigga, I been grown.
Yo, that's thin.
Yeah, I'm like that. Bro, I'm telling you, the game god's looking like cheat codes.
That's no cheat code, baby. That's just you. The game is a mirror. Years of NFL data. Your play calls, your game.
Oh, yeah.
Madden's not fantasy. It's facts.
You know what? Oh, let's get it.
Player, you just fumbled your own fade. Now you look crazy.
Madden NFL 26, built from real NFL data, built from Sundays.
Cookman, baby.
I mean, we got the same 24 hours.
Same 24 hours in a day.
Nah, for real. Yeah, nigga got a side story about this and about that. Like, I'm not gonna stress myself out, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be same 24. Trying to save everybody. I got shit going too. Listen.
We got the same 24 hours in a day. Ain't no excuse. No. When it comes to me getting to this paper, nigga, I'm ruthless.
Nah, for real.
And you can't get shit sitting on your ass. You niggas useless. Oh, we got the same 24 hours in a day. Ain't no excuse.
Listen, when you really want it, go, get it. Even if nobody you know fucking with it, you look for opportunities like the red card theory. Getting to this paper, ain't nobody fucking with me. Give them an opportunity and watch it go to hell. Got more excuses than niggas going to jail. You gotta go and get it when you got no one to call on. When your daddy gone and you just buried your T-John. Can't be letting life pass you by. Need to get up off your ass and nigga try. Me giving you my last, nigga, the devil is a lie. Ooh, nigga, we got the same 24 hours. Nigga, the devil we got the same 24 hours in a day. Ain't no excuse. No. When it comes to me getting to this paper, nigga, I'm ruthless. And you can't get shit sitting on your ass. You niggas useless. Oh, we got the same 24 hours in a day. Ain't no excuses.
First, I just Wake up, brush my teeth, then I pray. Lord, take the wheel, lead my way. I remember living day to day, check to check, being play for play. Homie, get up and get out and get something. Ain't gon' take a chance, then it ain't coming. I done walked the block till my feet hurt the slab. Can't hustle for nothing. Oh, you too good for a 9 to 5. Oh, if they need it, you gon' supply. Hope that you know what you doing. Even on a good run, good niggas die. Never chase honey over the money. Cause when the money gone, that same honey try to treat you like you bumming. All that you did, take care of kids, she gon' act like it's nothing. But fuck it, stay 10 toes down, double up, invest something. Take losses, take lessons, that's minimal. Want my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner too. The cheese, the cheddar, the mozzarella. Graduate from the hate, you be winning too.
Got the same 24 hours in a day. Ain't no excuse. No. When it comes to me getting to this paper, nigga, I'm ruthless. And you can't get shit sitting on your ass. You niggas useless. We got the same 24 hours in a day. Ain't no excuses.
I'm trying to get paid every day. Nigga, I'ma chase a bag every way. I got a full-time job, I got 5-6 hustles. Gotta stay busy, just keep me out of trouble. Pull up with a black truck with the black gut leather inside. Nigga be hating on street cause I been fly. Bitch, I put in that work, I don't get tired. 6'5", run through a pack like a trench mine. Flip side, they pocket watching me thinking I own something, I don't own shit. Nigga, you were hustling for some new kicks. I was saving up for a brick. I was in the streets taking chances, you was living off your bitch. And you wonder why my pockets bruise, fat, safe, full of slips. Diamonds on glitz, different color whips. I get bored, I just take another trip. On a yacht with a thought and she from the clip. ARP with 100 rounds in the clip. I see 90 friends turn to foes. Niggas think I'ma feed them like hoes. We started with the same old shot clock, had the same 24. Now I'm up, check the motherfucking
same 24 hours in a day. Ain't no excuse. No. When it comes to me getting to this paper, nigga, I'm ruthless. And you can't get shit sitting on your ass. You niggas useless. We got the same 24 hours in a day. Ain't no excuses.
Billion shawties.
Okay, so we got some spicy new gameplay updates for NBA 2K26. In my last video, I talked about how the layup meter will always be turned on now, and you can't use real player percentage no more to get bailed out, which is, like I said, that's a W to me, you feel me? Some people might not feel the same as me, but I think that's a W. What they've been talking about lately, though, is that they're removing RNG out of shooting and animation. Supposedly, now you gotta green your shots to make them. So now it's green or miss, like 2K24. Now, also, you can see the dunk meter green window. So now when you do a contact dunk, you can see the green window when you go with the dunk to know if it's a good take or a bad take. That's another W. Like, we need this type of gameplay because, you know, this is what makes the game competitive, you feel me? Ain't nobody getting bailed out, right? Another thing that they were talking about was that they removed RNG animations. So you know those animations that bail people out and put them in front of you, make you pick up the ball, etc. Supposedly that's gone as well. So yeah, man, it's looking real good for 2K26. When I get more updates, I will be dropping it right here. So follow up and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Hey, Coach. Sorry to bother you guys. I was wondering, is there any way I could maybe get some playing time today in the game? Maybe at the
Playing
end?
time? You're one of the worst players they ever had here. You're lucky you even have a jersey. Get out of here.
I'm so sorry.
What's up?
Hey, Coach. Sorry to bother you guys. I was wondering, is there any way I could maybe get some playing time today in the game? Maybe at the
Playing
end?
time? You're one of the worst players they ever had here. You're lucky you even have a jersey. Get out of here.
I'm so sorry.
What's up, Coach?
Hey, Tanner.
My mom said she spoke to you.
Yep, we're making you captain today.
Okay, I'll walk out with them.
And you're going to play on offense.
I should get a couple carries today if we get inside the 5. I need to get a tutty this season. You know my parents are very important in this town.
Oh, we know.
Clap your hands one time, make it feel good. It's all love from
off in the sky and I seen a microphone. I got a question for the streets, man, who hotter than me? I'm a true Oak Cliffy in 400 degrees. I got my GED in these D-town streets. I don't do it for the clout, ask Coy about me. I seen a problem in my city, so I solved it. And I don't give a damn if don't nobody blog it. Show me the money like Jerry Maguire. Are you that important, girl? I'm King James Bob. I got your baby daddy ready to crash out tonight. Once I pass this stick, he won't care about a life. So dirty word, but it still rotate. I'm on 45, headed south, I got moves to make. In D-town, we be jigging, and H-town, they be skipping. In third war with Po Boy, he really know the feeling. It's time to show the difference between them and me. I've been here for too long, like an old tree. Clap your hands one time, make it feel good. It's all love from the third reposition. I click my heels 3 times, now I'm back home. Looked off in the sky and I seen a microphone. What's up, Burkett? Hey, I just wanna see you dance.
It's Triple D, nigga. We hustle hard. We in the streets, nigga. We do this all day, 24/7. Yeah, nigga. Yeah. You never met a nigga. Yeah. You never know a nigga. Yeah. Still waiting for some love from the industry. The same love I get when I'm getting.
Today is the motherfucking first. Ain't no time to be doing no push-ups. Boy, you better go get you some money, stupid little boy. Don't nobody want no strong-ass boy who can't pay no bills. So if you can't pay the bills, you and your muscles got to go. Today the first. Can you pay the bills or not? Yes.
I said I want that Freddie B shit, nigga. Yeah. Shout out to Black with it.
Take a seat, come get this game. God sent me here to preach. Hey, they let me out them chains like a dog off a leash. I'm $1 million nigga. Tell me why I'm in these streets. I be down playing this rap shit, but I'm a humble beast. Hey, I watch niggas play on my top like I ain't one of the ones. Like I ain't paid for them funerals. Like I ain't put it on bonds. I knew if I ever had to go sit down, I'm gonna be for a gun. Every time them bitches called me, I had one. They knew I was gonna run. Before I signed, I was independent, put in every penny. I had the merch going like a business. With no JC Penney's. I put the studio inside the trap, the only reason I was in it. Hey, I showed these niggas how to brand themselves. Hey, boy, go get a pendant. I told niggas to go and trap. Watch, it could broke niggas beef. I made too many bad investments. None of my ice cheap. Everybody was wearing pullouts. I made niggas go do they teeth. Playboy had the A-rings first, but they didn't do it till I had did it. I showed them how to book shows and bring the artist straight to the streets. Had Johnny Sink on the middle of the cliff. Asked him, that was me. Fuck that money, I bought a sprinter. I was lacking. Why you think I'm riding bulletproof? They shot me from the back. If you ever catch me, I bet I'm with a bad bitch. Every pocket full, nigga. Can't put no more cash in it. If I'm in that trap for real, bet it got some bags in it. Lawless hit the light, I hit the gas. We in some fast shit. I'm only 5'9", I feel like God, boy, I come bless the streets. I got a partner in prison, don't ask for shit, cause he got rich off sheets. Ooh, baby, fine, thick as hell, she only fuck on beaches. I see them niggas still be slick this and tell them I don't want no beef. Hey, see, we both got LCGs, but these right here, 800. Hey, little bro, don't touch that pack. I know a nigga pay the high for the runs. I'm in Cali, shopping for packages. Right now, pull up, get you a front. I'm in the rental, looking through the window. All I see is the money. Ooh, she act a foolio on that Julio. I might take her to the studio, put a pill in her booty hole. Ain't nothing about this gas weak, boy, my shit super strong. I went 2,000 grams gold, VV every stone. I'm rocking Baccarat in the trap. I got a couple bigs in the couch. I got a rope on me, double rubber band up, can't fit it in the pouch. My GPS was tripping, I think I took the wrong route. I'm so Oak Cliff, I can't even lie, I might get lost in the south. I'm getting 500 for an ounce, I put 2 Hellcats in my mouth. I been having paper for a long time, boy, you can go and ask Ralph. We get the L's in, get them out. Nigga, my scale big, weigh pounds. I whip the circle up to his round, still got wholesale and breakdowns. I made 100 in a white tee, I got diamonds on every teeth. See a plate, boy, you better eat. When you paint the car, gotta change the seats. I was straight before the route, I hit this hoe, still gave him doubt. I had to go and close my trap, I fucked up and bought the house.
Yeah, man. That right there, man, was the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Today is the month.
Now we in the fourth quarter. That was your third quarter. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Have a lot of stuff flashing up on the screen. You know what I mean? But yeah, we in the fourth quarter, man. Now it's time to get down to the medical report, and let's go and jump through that.
Major NFL injuries training camp edition is brought to you by SportsMed Analytics and X-Rated Sports Network. AJ Brown, severity not disclosed, average 3 weeks. Elite athletes with 3 or more hamstring strains carry a 15 to 30% recurrence rate within a season. Christian McCaffrey, data suggests full strength by week 1, has 2 times the average soft tissue injury risk for running backs. Moderate PCLs do not cause a lingering dip. Justin Jefferson, average 1 to 2 weeks in season, 2 to 4 in camp. Full go week 1 likely. If clean ramp up, expect a 5 to 10% re-injury risk to start the season. Chris Godwin, history of second cleanup surgery and not practicing fully is concerning. If just one surgery had a projected 20% dip in overall statistics, suspect worse. Stephon Diggs, trending heavily towards playing week 1 without snap count. Wide receivers average 4 games to ramp up in target volume. By week 5, projects to hit 90% pre-injury form. Data suggests a increase in soft tissue injury risk in wide receivers over 30. Malik Neighbors, practicing means low concern for the shoulder injury. Chronic turf toe greater than 19 months. Typically comes with a 11% re-injury risk for the next 12 weeks. 2% of these require surgery, usually managed with a stiff insert or carbon fiber plate. No significant dip in yards or TDs per data. Rashee Rice had LCL and hamstring surgery. These have a faster recovery, average 4 to 6 months. Rice projects a 95% pre-injury burst if he returns after suspension. Joe Mixon, not having healed from the offseason by now, suggests a high severity versus re-injury. There's a significant concern. This risk decreases to baseline if available through the preseason. Continue to monitor. Khalil Shakir, same ankle that was injured in 2024, averages 2 to 4 weeks with an increase in re-injury risk and a 10 to 15% dip in yards per route run, target separation, and explosive cut efficiency for 2 to 3 weeks post-return. Juwan Jennings, average return to play is 4 to 6 weeks. Week 1 is still in play. There's a 50% re-injury risk the first 2 weeks post-return, then declines weekly. Isaiah Likely, average return to play is 8.7 weeks. Some have returned as early as 6 weeks. 12% refracture risk at return. Data shows mild performance dip during the first 4 games back. Brandon Ayuk, no timetable does not equate to a setback. Data favors late October return. Typically take a 6-game ramp up. Suspect closer to pre-injury form in the latter third of the season. Matthew Stafford, history includes multiple non-displaced transverse process fractures of the T-spine in 2019, likely spondylosis or early arthritis. Data supports week 1 readiness with load management. No clear performance dip in quarterbacks with similar profiles. Justin Fields, without fractures, already practicing. Mild re-injury risk and dip in running ability without affected passing. Possible near 100% by week 1. Ricky Pearsall off PUP list. If not missing preseason time, data suggests no increased risk of re-aggravation in season.
Now let's get into injury prevention.
12 exercises LeBron James does to prevent injuries with his trainer of 21 years, Mike Mencius. Part 2. Exercise 7, banded lateral single leg squats. First, notice the band here. It amplifies feedback, boosts glute and lateral chain recruitment, and reinforces clean mechanics by making the glute medius and minimus fire harder to keep the knee from collapsing inward during lateral descent. The groin muscles are also recruited to help control deceleration and assist return to midline. Exercise 8, Bulgarian split squat with floating midfoot. This is a high-level variation that targets the posterior chain, single leg stability, and foot-ground integration with emphasis on neuromuscular control. Together, this can bulletproof the hip-knee-foot kinetic chain. Exercise 9, isometric Bulgarian split squat with floating midfoot and kettlebell halo. Integrates an isometric hold with rotation and balance stress. We're looking at a full body exercise here that's ideal for enhancing single leg control, core bracing under asymmetry, and force transfer through the kinetic chain.
For the secret side, we do a little trampoline work.
Mini trampoline vertical reactive hops with scissor foot transitions. This quick scissor transition doesn't just activate the hip flexors, it also activates both sides of the brain's motor cortex and helps with interhemispheric coordination, building stronger interlimb coordination, motor timing, and central nervous system efficiency. Exercise 11, mini trampoline reactive bounces with contralateral oblique twists and scissor transitions. This combines the previous exercise with a weighted oblique twist, creating a dynamic frontal plane control exercise that also challenges challenges hand-eye coordination. Exercise 12, mini trampoline front to back shuffle with dumbbell curl. Notice Braun is holding a weight on one side, creating a unilateral rotational torque towards the loaded side. This makes the core and abs work harder to resist spinal rotation, an absolutely awesome way to enhance neuromotor efficiency and interlimb coordination. Learn more by checking out Mike's book, Game Plan.
And that was some of your injury reports. You know what I'm saying? Now we getting into some of your do you know. Yeah, we into some of the do you know right now. I got a lot of do you know stuff, man. Let's start with ladies first, man. Do you know this, man?
The WNBA has a serious problem. There is a serial dildo thrower going to these games, and specifically the Valkyries games. First it was a Valkyries game against Atlanta, and now it's against the Chicago Sky. I don't know if these fans think they're at a Diddy concert or a basketball game, but the court is starting to look like a clearance rack at Spencer's. The refs don't want to touch it. They literally punted it toward the poor mop guy who jumped up like it was a live grenade. And then you got Sophie Cunningham fearing for her life that she could get hit in the head with a dildo during the game. Like, imagine trying to go for 20 points while having to worry about a dildo to the dome. That's insane. At this rate, the WNBA is going to add a new category to their stat sheet. Points, rebounds, and sex toys avoided per game. And then they're going to change their logo to this. These WNBA fans really have to stop dicking around. Has anyone checked to see where Dave Portnoy has been the last couple days? A fan threw a dildo out onto the court during a WNBA game yesterday. And the best part, it just sat there for a while. Even the refs were like, yeah, I'm not touching that. The cameraman even panned over to it, making the announcers a bit uncomfortable, scrambling to find the right words, and they were just like, yeah, that's inappropriate. Yeah, like, no kidding. Thank you for clearing that up, Captain Obvious. I thought the league had a new sponsor. And honestly, that dildo had more screen time than most players do. And more bounce, too. But hey, at least for once, the WNBA actually had something on the court that people wanted to see. Did I put a warning disclaimer before this video? That if you get easily offended, you shouldn't watch it? Oops.
Yeah, that's insane. I did not know that. That is crazy. The last one I just played was the first one I should have played. The first one I played was, I guess, the last reaction. What happened? Somebody just in the stands just... Wow. Somebody just in the stands wilding, man. Well, sometimes people get things right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just my opinion. But moving on. Wow. Straps, man, they just strapped up at the game. Literally just strapping up. Some more do you know, man?
So we just not gonna talk about how Arkansas finna show up this season with a whole 30-year-old, 6'3" sophomore receiver on their team? You heard that right. Our boy Monty Harrison done had a whole career in baseball, but Monty said, hold on, player, there ain't no age restrictions in the NCAA, so guess what? I got years of eligibility, so who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna check me? So our boy gonna actually be 30 on August 10th, so he'll be 30 when the season starts. He actually played last year as a freshman. I don't know how nobody told me nothing about it. He was playing at the tender age of 28 and 29 before, and now he finna be the big grown age of 30. Almost a decade older than most other college players. And our boy Monty, he ain't out there by himself. I ain't saying he the only one, but this is the latest one that been brought to my attention, and I'm just floored. I mean, Monty, you low-key a grown man. You done had a whole career in baseball, and here you come out here with the Hawks playing with these folks cheering. I just don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I feel like the NCAA might need to think about this. I mean, you know, COVID messed up everything with years of eligibility, but Monty, you about to be 30, bruh. You right? I don't know. Y'all follow through and let me know how y'all feel about it. But yeah, our boy Monty, he finna be out there with the pigskin, with these cheerings, these Ryan Williams 17-year-old, 18-year-old cheering. Roll Tide.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. The eligibility action, man. I mean, hey, if you good enough to play, old enough to do it, I mean, shoot, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it, bro. I mean, man, if he got eligibility, let him play, man. If he's still in shape, he can do it. It ain't the kids' fault. Hey, it's some grown kids out there, bigger than some of these grown men. What about that? I mean, some kids looking like men. You thought some of these kids are small, man. Some of these kids don't even look like children, man. They look bigger than what they are. So, hey, man, I can't even complain. If you're eligible to do it, man, do it. Pass all your classes, man, do it. You know, I mean, he got the eligibility. Evidently, it's nothing wrong with it. Let's get into some more, do you know?
These are the high schools with the most active NFL players ranked from 12 to 1. Number 12 is Evangel Christian Academy from Louisiana with 7 active NFL players. Number 11 is Allen High School in Texas with 7 active NFL players. Number 10 is Peachtree Ridge High School in Georgia with 8 active NFL players. Number 9 is DeSoto High School in Texas with 8 active NFL players. Number 8 is Miami Northwestern High School in Florida with 8 active NFL players. Number 7 is Fork Union Military Academy in Virginia with 8 active NFL players. Number 6 is Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, Nevada with 10 active NFL players. Number 5 is Mater Dei High School in California with 10 active NFL players. Number 4 is DeMatha Catholic High School in Maryland with 10 active NFL players. Number 3 is St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida with 12 active NFL players. Number 2 is American Heritage High School in Plantation, Florida with 14 active NFL players. And number 1 is IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida with 18 active NFL players.
Wow, that's some informational stuff right there, bro. That is ultimately some informational stuff. That is what's up. I can truly say that is really what's up, man. I mean, that's a lot of players, bro. I can truly say that. Ain't nothing really wrong with that, man. More players in the league, man, the more recognition the high schools get, the more they probably gonna eventually start trying to give them NIL deals. You know, so you know how that table can turn. Let's get into some talk your shh a little bit, man. Somebody out there want to talk a little smack. Wonder who could it be?
Ain't nothing to play with. He ain't scared of nobody, and you ain't too big for Crawford. So kill that narrative. It's over with. Blood has been drawn, and you gonna see. Crawford is the best fighter in the world. Canelo will be beat up like a bloody pulp when it's through. Talk that shit, Bill!
Man. Oh man. You need to be man. I mean, can't stop a person from who they like or who they root for. Root for your son, bro. Your son boxing, man. Root for your son, man. You know what I'm saying? That's if your son's in the same sport, and I get it, you got favorite players and boxers or whatever that you like, but your son doing the same thing, man. What's wrong with rooting for Junior, man? Rooting for your son. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. The best motivation is in-house. I don't know what the in-house problems got, you know what I'm saying? But best motivation is in-house, man. Let's get into some more do you know, man. Well, I mean, not do you know, but
Does Micah even deserve to be the highest paid player in history? When comparing his first 63 games to legends, the answer becomes clear. Parsons already has 52.5 career sacks, more than TJ Watt, Von Miller, Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett. Even Aaron Donald and Bruce Smith had their first 4 seasons, with Parsons racking up 177 career pressures already, getting to the QB faster and more often than Khalil Mack did before he was traded from the Raiders to the Bears. More pressures in that time span than Julius Peppers, Dwight Freeney, and I'm sure a bunch more legends before they even started counting this stat. 112 QB hits in 63 games also tops JJ Watt to start his career. On top of it all, Micah's 9 forced fumbles beats Cam Jordan, Charles Haley, John Randall, even Mario Williams starts. Parsons has also won Defensive Rookie of the Year and been a Defensive Player of the Year candidate every year of his career, even when he's been injured. And if you're not convinced, I bet you didn't know Micah Parsons is outpacing Lawrence Taylor.
Well, that was a part of Do You Know. I'm sorry for the talk your shh. You know what I'm saying? But that was some Do You Know moment. That wasn't a talk your shh moment. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for putting the wrong thing on the screen. That was a Do You Know moment. But those for the people that didn't know, I mean, Micah Parsons is up there, man, with the sack leaders, man. I mean, it's all funny games, man, just to hype everybody up. Jerry already pretty much paid him, man. It just got to play the role, man. You know what I'm saying? It's already paid. So if you didn't know, you do know now. Now let's get back into talk to him. And we're going to talk to him a little bit. We already said a little shh. Talked a little shh. Now we're going to talk to him a little bit.
All right, we got a very interesting question from a parent. What do I do if a coach favors other kids and not mine, even though my son is the best at his position? All right, this is a very common question that I get, and here's some harsh truth. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to change that coach's mind about who starts. But you can let him know your concerns. And if he's a good coach, he will hear you out, and he will give your son more reps or opportunities to display his talent. And look, I've been on both sides of this as a parent and a coach. When I had a problem with my daughter's middle school track coach, what I did was I ended up having a conversation with him. And look, you can talk to him in person or you can craft up a good email to send to him. Either way, you want to let him or her know your concerns in a respectful way. Let me be clear. You want to be respectful. You can be a little firm, but be respectful. You don't want to come off prideful or egotistical because that will shut the door fast. For example, I would not lead by saying that my son is the best in his position. Because even though that may or may not be true, the fact of the matter is, from a coaching perspective, we're going to put kids in the best position we see fit. And if you make that kind of statement, we're going to throw you in the barrel with the other parents who's going to say, you know, their kid is the best quarterback or the best running back or the best whatever. Because we hear that a lot as coaches. So yeah, I would say have that conversation with them, whether in person or via email. If you want to do it in person, just set up a private meeting. If you have this conversation and he's still not listening or you're not satisfied, find another team for your son the next year. Or if it's not too late in your league, you can find another team for him to play on now. If I was in your shoes, that's exactly what I would do. Beast out.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. Most coaches do play the kids in the best position that makes the team better and all around. Let me say this as a parent, because I was a parent first. I'm always a parent before I was coaching. I always remember that. Best thing is being a parent more than a coach. To me, it is. That's just my opinion. But as a parent, look at it from the far side. At least your child is playing, right? If he's not getting any playing time, he needs to figure out a way to make sure he get on the field, period. Regardless if you might seem like he's the best kid at this position. By him having experience playing a whole bunch of other different positions, it's going to make him better in the future. I always remember that, because a lot of kids grew up playing quarterback. Don't mean they're going to be quarterbacks in the NFL or college or high school. So by them playing so many different positions in Little League on up, it's going to prepare them for when they do get to get the opportunity that they supposed to play the position they want to, or the position that the coach feel them more skillful in, they will already have a lot of knowledge in that doing it. Trayvon Diggs, he actually played receiver, man. He wanted to be a receiver like his brother. They switched him to defense. Now he's one of the best defensive cornerbacks out there. Why? Because he got both IQs for the ball. Look at Travis Hunter. He plays both ways. I'm just saying, man, don't get caught up on your child playing one position or the position you feel like he's better at. Believe me, it's going to make him better all the way around as a player. So he might not be good at the other position, but by him learning it, knowing it, it's going to make him better in the position he really is. I'm telling you, it's the best experience for him. Because I'm telling you right now, they give scholarships based upon what position is maybe open, So if he can play that position and it's open, hey, you on the team, dog. Now, when you get on the team, hey, you do what you can possible to show the coaches that you're a versatile player. You can play different positions. And you just might be the player they looking for to play that position. So as a parent, I'm saying this as a parent, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, parenting is way more important than coaching. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because coaching, you gotta be like a parent. You know what I'm saying? To these kids to a certain degree, only for a couple of hours or for a short period of time. It's just you got a multitude of children to parent to a little bit. But all I'm saying is, man, have an open mind for your child to play different things. Because it's going to make them better. Try not to be so caught up on my kid is better than what in this position than this kid. He might be, but what position is he better in helping the team and helping himself in the future? Let's get into some more talk to him.
The main reason why people say this generation is cooked because of these new parents, bro. These young kids nowadays have no guidance, and it's actually sad. And it's because these parents want to be friends with their kids and act like that's their homeboy and homegirl. Like, they don't get that belt to ass treatment no more because the system made that a crime.
Let him cook.
I feel like back in the day, kids had a certain amount of structure, because they knew if they did something bad, they was getting an ass whooping as soon as they came home. And it's a PSA to my mom. I was not talking about her. My mom is not a child beater.
Hey, man, that was some, that was some words of wisdom from a guy that has been on Earth long enough, but he's been on here long enough to know what to say. Hey, man, that's the end of my show, man. You know what I'm saying? I thank for everybody for coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Staying up late. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere you can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me tonight. But I thank y'all for coming out tonight, man. Follow me as I follow my Heavenly Father. And we up out of here.
Cadence record.